prior revised to minus 0.4% from the original prior minus 0.3%.
All right, good morning. You guys hear me in YouTube land? I gotta get the Discord going here.
We have posted out the Canadian Agri PMI report June 2025 and the US wholesale sales June 2025 report on the feed as well.
Thank you, NGO. All right, I'll be back in 1 minute after this disclaimer stuff.
Risk disclosure statement. Here is a risk of loss in trading stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, derivatives, options, forex, and cryptocurrencies. This risk can be substantial, and therefore investors should carefully consider their financial suitability prior to trading. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. The software, strategies, chat rooms, websites, and any associated websites are digital and used for educational purposes only and should not be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee that you will prompt trade losses may be limited in any manner whatsoever. Users of the information accept full responsibility for the outcomes of their deployment to host Stops and Trader, LLC, and any associated companies, agents, management, owners, and customers harmless without preservation. Please trade responsibly. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, Rule 4.41, hypothetical and simulated trading performance results have certain inherent limitations, some of which are described herein. No representation is being made that any account holder is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical or simulated performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally prepared with the benefit of hindsight. In addition, hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record can completely account for the impact of financial risk in actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or adhere to a particular trading program and spot trading losses are material points which can also adversely affect actual trading results. Because these trades have not actually been executed, the hypothetical results may amount or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general or to the implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in simulated trading or in the preparation of hypothetical performance results at all, of which can adversely affect actual trading results.
All right, good morning. Really short Russell here on a sexy Gexy. We'll go over this in a second. I got a plus reversion working here in Mr. NASDAQ and potential Izzy short. So you can see the market moved into this inflection zone. If I can find my drawer here. So these are some of the best Izzies where you get these big gaps up into these inflection zones. We got the number just came out and we got Fed chirps right now too. So, you know, I say all the time you got to decide if you're going to trade during the chirping, but you know, the last 6 months has been nothing but chirping nonstop between Fed and Fed guys and tariff talk and headlines and Trump, Truth Social. It's just the new norm. So I just put on the trades and then bitch afterwards. So anyway, so I'm be showing you different strategies here today. I take them all. You know, if you learn my methodology or come on my trade room, it's not to take every strategy I'm talking about. It's to pick a few to start out with to get that makes sense to you. You get good at them and then you add them as you go along. But anyway, we have a strategy. It's more of a scalp. The only scalp, in my opinion, that is a viable way to scalp nowadays. Again, I made millions of dollars scalping back in the day, and I can't do it anymore. I'm not saying no one on the planet can do it, but it's very, very difficult to try to scalp with these algos by hand, clicking a mouse. Anyway, there's a ridiculous propensity for these markets to tag these ATR. So the ATR right now is 26. That's the blue line. To tag the ATR and come back to the zone, the 1, the 2, or the 3 ATR, 5-minute ATR. So we have trades for that. And that's what I'm working right here. This is actually an A+.
Politics says the outlook is for the economy to continue slowing, but I also expect a real recession.
There's a good example. I didn't take this one. So you can take them aggressively, meaning first move into the reversion lines or wait for it to tag something and come back. You can see this just happened in crude. Tag the ATR, back to the zone. I'll probably show you about 20 of them before we're done today. So it's a trade that, it's easier on traders' brains because most traders gravitate towards scalping, right? Because they can't handle getting in position trades and watching the thing, kind of like this Russell trade. I'm sure is coming back on me, like this one. Just missed the fill too, by the way. So this is why most traders don't like position trading, is because they can't handle watching their P&L be awesome, and then losing it, and making it, losing it, and they, and then they start to do stupid stuff because they're staring at this thing and they're thinking, and they're equating this to real life, real world money. And when you trade, you cannot do that, or you will not make the right decisions. Meaning, you're staring at this thing, you're like, wow, I just made my car payment right there. Maybe I should get out, right? So it's like, I talk all the time, the minute, back in the day when I turned this thing off, that's when I took off as a trader, right? Just trade, have your limits for the day, put in your stop loss limits. If you hit a certain amount, you're done, and just trade and stop looking at your P&L. Follow your system and your rules. You'll be shocked at how much better you'll do. That's when I took off as a trader. I probably would have got out of this if I had a chance here. I'm probably going to get out of one of these right here just because it's close enough. Because of this liquidity too, right? So I'll go over this trade in a second. I just want to see what's going on with these other. So again, I have this A+ reversion here, and I could put on an inflection zone short. All right, I just got filled on that. So again, this guy's talking. I can get run over here. Well aware. I guess someone's in ES here as well. Oh crap! I didn't want to do that. What am I getting filled on here?
Bostic says that the most important question for the Fed is whether tariffs will shift prices once or more consistently.
Again, I try to avoid taking sexy gexies with the Fed guys talking. I mean, I'll take position trades, but I already took one. What is firing off here? I'll try this in ES. This is pretty stupid though. But hold on a second. I'll go over these trades too once this stuff's whipping around here. So this is a sexy gexy. I'm trading this stop run. This is one of my only trades where I'll enter right in the middle of the zone instead of waiting for it to come out. You got the call wall here, blind spot gex 4. My stop's going to be below there. And the way I trade these sexy gexies is because I know dealers are going to be hedging at these areas, right? So I'm trying to take advantage of that quick pop where they hedge, get out of half of them, and then hold half. So I have a sexy gexy long in here, and I have a sexy gexy short. So I got filled on half of those. So guys, this is how ridiculous this is too. These levels that we're using, it's uncanny how often the market tags them exactly. So I had 8 working there. I only got filled on. I shouldn't say for some reason. It just didn't fill me on the full amount. That sucks. But that did work. I didn't get filled on my full amount. I had 8 on. So I got to adjust this. I'll probably get stopped out of that because that's how it works for me. That's pretty annoying. If I was on the screen, I would have got out of. If I would have seen that, I would have got out of the other half. But whatever. So now this is going to come all the way down and ruin my profit. But so stuff's whipping around right now, right? So I do have this gexy on here, and I took a short gexy here. So let's just go over these real quick. So this was again one of my only trades I'll enter in the zone or outside of it. All right, I just stopped out of that Nasdaq. What a juke job. So this is, it's not really my fault, but if I would have been on here, I would have got out of the rest if I would have been on this screen. So instead I scratch it or lose $100. That sucks. But you can see this thing is reacting to whatever he's saying, right? Trump team likes Fed Waller's desire for rate cuts based on forecast. It favors him for Fed chair. I guess the market doesn't like that so much. So that. All right, so again, this isn't even the Fed guy chirping. This is the White House just said something about the. Again, I'm probably gonna get blown out of this too. So, these trades are I wouldn't say riskier. I mean they are in the sense that I hate taking trades right in the middle of the zone. I know it's better R, but again, I've traded literally tens of thousands of these things over the last 8 years. And the best way to where you enter longs is waiting for the ATR plus move out, or enter shorts waiting for the ATR move down. I can't believe I didn't get stopped out to the tick there. It's coming. But anyway, this is one of the newer trades that I've added in my trading strategies where I will jump in these trades right in the middle of the zone or right around it, looking for the dealer reaction. So I avoided a stop out right there. But again, there's lots of talk right now. So this is what I'm talking. This is exactly what just caused this rip here. Again, I didn't know the White House was going to say something, but I did know I was trading during Fed talk, Fed chirps. So this whatever right here, Trump team likes Fed Waller, blah blah blah. So the market just got smoked, and we got a Fed guy talking. So again, guys, you got to make the decision on your own if you want to trade during this stuff, and I did. So again, this Sexy Gexy is probably going to lose, but this one's still going. I still have a part of this one on, this Russell. All right, so anyway, what I did here is the market moved. Huge sell ice came in here. And by the way, I hate jumping around, guys, but I'm trading live and I'm missing strategies here. So give me 1 second. I forgot what I was even going to do here. Oh, we're right at the blue lug. Actually, I'm going to get out of this right now. So this is at one of my areas where I will get out of my position trades. This is the Ludwig level, the second most powerful thing I've ever seen in my trading career, next to the stop iceberg information. So you can see we're right here, right now. So this is a pretty important area here for Russell. And Russell usually leads. Russell and Dow usually lead the markets. I don't know why they're so thinly traded, but they do. Anyway, you're here. This needs to be merged. You're probably at the, we'll go over this market profile stuff that I used to. We're close to the point of control of that guy. So this is a composite. It's just the daily value area of single days merged together. The daily value area is where 70% of the trade occurred. So you're there. And then structure-wise, this is really, really important as far as what this market's going to do. So we're approaching potential best trade in trading called the failed balance breakout. So when a market breaks out of balance and comes back, it's through the high volume node. High volume node is just the middle of a balance area. Balance area is just traders placing bets. If it gets through there, it leads to that. And I'll show you one that we were waiting for days and finally happened yesterday. This is the epitome of a failed balance breakout in crude. Balance. Tried to break out, came back, tried to hold high volume node, did, bounced around. Then you put another balance in. So this whole time I was waiting to short to this day, and none of the volume events proved bearish, so I never got short. And then yesterday that happened for that guy. So you had a failed balance breakout for that balance, and this is all fractal too, meaning it's all on different time frames, and that one. And I'm expecting. So the rule of thumb is when markets move out of balance, I mean this already did it, is the height of the balance is what you expect for the move, and that's almost exactly that. So now I would probably expect that coming down here too. So there's not a lot left to support this. You got this structure here, which it bounced at yesterday. Breaks that, might be free gas for everybody. But so the way I trade is I'm a day trader. I don't care what my opinion is. If I'm like, oh, this market's going to get killed, but I get a bullish setup with my real-time stop iceberg events, then I will trade long, right? But if my thesis, my guess on what's going to happen based on market structure lines up with the real-time volume events. By the way, I was supposed to be short and Izzy here. What am I doing? Hold on. What am I doing? So I was supposed to short this Izzy. We just talked about this. So again, I'm jumping from strategy to strategy here. It's very hard if this is your first time watching me. Long time listener, first time watcher. It's from The Simpsons. It's going to be hard to follow me because I'm trading live and I'm trading multiple strategies over multiple markets. Anyway, that's why I made the courses. We'll go over that here in a little bit. But inflection zones, so Izzy trade. So these are what I look for in my trading are important areas with where a stop iceberg event occurs. I keep getting, did I just stop out of the ES? Yeah. All right, so stopped out of that Gexy. Again, I put that on right with the Fed talk into the number. Well, it was after the number, but then the White House released whatever they said. So whatever. Again, you can't control that, guys. You have your strategies and your rules. You put the trade on, and you're on to the next trade. So that Sexy Gexy lost, but this Sexy Gexy won. I did get out the blue lug. It's probably going to free fall now, so you're welcome if you're still in this trade, my trade room. All right, so, but I still have some trades potentially brewing here too. So we have a standard trade that is, so I just was talking about, I'm looking for important areas for these stop iceberg events. This is real-time stuff. So this dictates everything I'm doing. But then I have my important areas that I look for these volume events, and then I take the trade, right? So this market, I just showed this, moved into this inflection zone. And we got that stop run, and I actually missed it. I just put it on. because it was hanging right around my entry point right here. So that's all I'm doing. So I have my important areas. I look for this information. Again, it's not for me to tell you what your important areas are, but I would highly recommend you use this information to judge whether your areas are valid or not, right? Again, if you're a profitable trader, great. You can be 10 times more profitable, in my opinion, if you understand what's going on with this information, right, in your areas. And then the rules behind trading that. That's my methodology. So anyway, I took this. I should have been in there. I probably wouldn't have got out of it. So my rule of thumb is if I miss a trade, so I missed this entry, right, and it popped back, I still put it on. If this were to come down and tag something, I would have been out of a portion. I don't put it on when it comes back because I would have already been out of some. In this case, I wouldn't have been out right here because it was right in front of right where my entry was here. So my entries and exits. So this is the volume event, right? So all these, it looks like I got a ton of stuff on this chart. I do, but it's not that complicated, right? So the main thing is the zone drawing tool. And before I get into this, let me share this, and then you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So flip book with everything I use in my trading, right? So this guy, it's this drawing tool. Post that. It's in the YouTube channel as well. If you have questions, ask in the YouTube channel because I don't see the Discord usually. Anyway, so the zone drawing tool, it draws the volume event from the subcharts. Is the CME MBO enhanced data that shows stops and icebergs with 100% accuracy, right? It's not guessing. You know, so many educators out there are like, oh, that was a stop run. They have no idea. This tells you if it was a real stop run, right? And then we have thresholds for each market that I'm trading that is a tradable amount, right? So anyway, the zone drawing tool is that information, and then you have the blue line here is the ATR, current ATR. So this means it's rotating about 29.5 points every 5 minutes. Very important to understand volatility. You know, you have so many static type traders out there that say, when I trade the NASDAQ, I like to risk 10 points to make 20. Great. When the ATR is 15, you'll probably do okay with that static amount. When the ATR is 30, 40, or 50, and you're risking 10 points, you are very likely going to get stopped out just on the random rotations, right? So very important to know the ATR. So this zone drawing tool incorporates everything that a trader makes mistakes on, right? It shows you the volume event first and foremost, but it tells you where you get in. So I get in just outside of an ATR. So that's the ATR. I get out one. I get in. Let's just say I'm shorting here, which I did. I get in 115% of an ATR outside of the zone. Then the way I trade these is for me to be wrong in this day and age with this algo nonsense. I'm forcing the market to come back that full ATR to get through the volume event where traders are trapped, and then move another ATR plus to stop me out. So the eye rolling, I could see, oh my God, you're R. What do you mean you're in here? You're risking here. You're getting in at 612 and you're risking up to 680. Like, how are you risking 68 points on a trade? Because that's the best way that I've determined from trading these. Trust me, like I say all the time. Up until very recently, we do have the trades that I'll jump in the middle of the zone. But I tried this. I tried everything you're thinking. I've tried, right? So that's the whole point of you watching me. So you don't have to watch 8 years of this stuff and 200,000 of these events. I tried when I first saw this to get in the middle of the zone. I tried to wait. Okay, I'll take it right when it breaks out, and then I would just get whipsawed to death. So the best way, and this has been adjusted over the years, the best way for position trading, for my position trades, which are 95% of my trades, I wait for the full ATR out, and then I risk the ATR plus on the other side. That's what these lines are. And then these other lines are the reversion lines, which I'll probably show you 20 of them today that are going to work, that tag these ATRs and come back to the volume event. That, like this one did, and I didn't get my full fill, which is a bunch of nonsense, but that's trading sometimes. So that's that. All right, so I am short in Izzy here. Actually, should I be short Bark and Lick here too? Yes, I'm missing this trade. I should be short Bark and Lick here. I missed this too. All right, so what's Bark and Lick? And I have my chance right there. Now, I guarantee you this thing free falls. At least I have one short on, one strategy short. But this already did the ATR, the retest. I should have been short Bark and Lick right there. So if this just hangs here and pops back up, I'll put it on. But I missed it. It's upsetting. A lot of chirping, not enough trading. All right, so if that, if this goes any lower, this is where I'm going to be getting out of some of my short that I do have on. I'm not going to put it on if it comes back. Right now, I'm not getting out of any, so if it comes back, I'll still put it on. This is just a trade I missed. So that entry is, you can see it here. It's on I put these numbers up too. So these numbers basically just show this zone drawing tool information. So if it pops back up to 11 here, see right here, it says short aggressive 611. I'll put that on, and I can put on 3. It's very close. I'm just going to jump in here. I'll chase it. Why not? What could go wrong with the Fed guy talking in an extremely bullish market? Alright, I chase those a little bit. So I rarely chase. I'll let it come back, but I just can't pass up shorts ever. So I don't want to miss this short because I love watching the longs get their asses handed to them. All right, as far as ES, this event is bearish too. But this was sell stop, so there's really nothing for me to do like in the inflection zone trade because it was like coming down into this stuff. So I could put on Barking Lick here too if it comes back, retest, and fail. The other trade I could put on here has not retested the zone yet. I will put on a reversion trade, right? So this will be a back in black reversion trade. So again, you can take them aggressively, meaning first move into these dotted lines or the ATR. They're just in front of the ATR, the 1 ATR, the 2 ATR, the 3 ATR. You can put them on aggressively, or what I do most of the time, especially on webinars, is wait for it to tag something important. In this case, it would be a GEX level, a gamma level, where I know dealers are going to hedge, and then take the corresponding ATRs back to the zone and then out of the zone. So again, this is like a scalp type trade. So let's see if we can get down there, and I'll take those coming back. The only time you don't want to do these, and this is kind of happening right here, so I got to keep an eye on this. You do not want to take reversions or sexy gexies when you see heavy relative volume because the bigger money's in here unloading and it will rip right through these levels. You see that right there? So this lights up yellow if it gets to 200% or more, 2 times or more relative volume coming in the market. Very important. What's relative volume? It's just showing me for this exact time period, I look 30 days back, is this out of the ordinary? This is like you saw overnight. This was out of the ordinary, and you see what happened. So there's a lot of trading up here, and those longs that were in here aren't feeling really good right now, right? So that was one of those pukes that just happened probably. So the point is you don't want to be taking reversion trades or sexy gexies when you see this because, I'm hoping for algo activity with the reversions and the dealers holding. I'm going to watch this here short. This is the great thing about the back in black though too, because you're waiting for it to come back too. So see, like right now, it just blew right through there. So it's not like I took anything aggressively anyway. You got one here too, spot gamma. So these are Menther Q, and these are spot gamma over here. So again, I want to see for my back in black. So what I'm referring to, guys, is everything on this. These are all the course stuff, right? So here's those auto fade. We took a sexy gexy in ES and in Russell. The reversion trade, A+, I took that in NASDAQ. It did work, but I didn't get my full fill. And then the back in black, I should have aggressive on here. I keep forgetting to put that on here. Aggressive's just taking as they move in the ATRs. Back in black is as the market moves. It tags something important. It doesn't always have to be a GEX level. And starts to come back. So you got the net gas number coming out here. So if this tags these, I'll probably take these coming back. I'm rolling the dice here with this heavy relative volume. So I'll take the 3, the 2, the 1. If it bounces off these. Come on. Just like that. Of course I missed it. Because there's a camera in my office. You gotta be kidding me. See, guys, this is why I lose my mind. I should have just went to market. That was stupid. So I missed the 3 entry. I'll take the 2 and the 1 coming back. This is the reversion trade back in black. Bounce right. Okay, I'm filled now. You see, I don't chase either. Like I did chase that NASDAQ a little bit, but by the way, here we go. This is a sexy gexy 2. 2 stop runs. I'm going to put this on long. I can trade bigger size because it's not. All right, again, this is risky with this guy talking. He continues to talk. He's been talking for like an hour. You can hear in the background. I probably can combine these two. Let's see. 198 stops. That was at 725. A minute apart. I'll just combine them to make them one zone. I'm already in the sexy Gexy long, but for position trading, I'm going to combine them. And then the great thing about this now, so I'm short Bark, Lick, and Izzy. I can now trail my stop. So this is another huge error that traders make. With this, they're random. I'm trailing my stop based on my profit. I don't want to get back my profit. The market doesn't care what you want to do with your money. It cares about volatility and volume events. So I trail my stops based on something that's happening in the market. So first of all, let me get the stop in for this sexy Gexy. That won't be. That we call, if it loses, it's called Grandma Gexy, because it's not so sexy. Sorry, grandmas out there. I am grandpa age, but I'm not a grandpa yet. All right, I'll get out of. I'm going to get out right in front of this if this pops up here. So again, the sexy Gexy is looking for a dealer reaction. This is the second largest gamma level in the book. I get out a half just in front of the ATR, and then I'll let half ride as a position trade. Again, I know the dealer. This is what's so great about these levels. I know the dealers are going to hedge here. Are they? Is their activity strong enough to hold the market? That's why I don't know. So this is why usually when Fed guys are talking, you don't want to do it because big money can unload with any statement they make, or have your relative volume because the big money is going to probably be unloading. So I did take this, and I'm also long ES, so this should be real fun. So the one time I want this market to rally a little bit, it's probably going to get smoked. But again, guys, it doesn't matter what I want and what I feel. I have my strategies. I put them on. If they lose, I'm on to the next one. That's what trading is. It's probabilities. You just keep putting on the trade if you know you have an edge. What else is? Oh, so the other thing. So my shorts that I have on here. Actually, I should have been out of some of these gets too. Hold on a second. I'm going to get out of one of them here. Another error, as usual. This was Barklick and Izzy. All right, so that's my. I just cost myself only about 30 points there. So I'm sitting here talking out this trade and putting on a long here. I should have been out of some of my shorts there. I got out, but I just cost myself 30 points. I didn't get out of all of them, but I just cost myself 30 points. So this is this is what I have to deal with when I'm doing webinars and trading live, and I'm fine with it. But I just cost myself 30 points, and because I'm taking other trades and looking at the market, so on and so forth. So anyway, I was short off of that event. There's a new event. Now I'm trailing my stop to that. So my original stop was way up here. What was that? Wait a minute, guess. My original stop was here. Now I'm moving it down to there for my shorts. That really sucks that I missed that exit there. All right, maybe if I don't look at it. All right, so of course I got filled to the tick on the comeback ATR here. This was the 2. So the stop for the 2. Oh wait, where's the stop for the 2? Right there. Again, guys, you're going to see this this is what I go through in my trading life for about 25 years. I mean, I can't tell you how many times a day I get filled to the tick and then it turns around and rips the other way. And I'm talking exact prices. Or stop to the tick. It's just, it wears on you after watching about 10 million of them. So I'll be bitching about that all webinar because I bitch about it all day, every day. So that's how I get it out. But it's unbelievable how many times this happens. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, here's 2 already today, right? So I got filled to the tick there. The thing turns around and sells off 7 points. And then on this one, I didn't get my full fill at the exact tick. And that cost me too. Look at this. So that was when I had 8 there, and I only got filled on 4 on that reversion. It's just, I'm a human being, and this is one of the hard things about trading. Like, you just gotta move on, but it's just, I can't mentally grasp how many times that happens. Like, I don't care if I trade another 50 years, I still will not accept that can happen that often, but it does, and I just gotta deal with it and bitch about it. All right, so I filled on the 2 coming back. Here's my stop for that, and my stop for the 3s down here. I got 2 and 3 on. So this is, I'm only supposed to be risking $500. This is through a trading firm. for each one of these, right? Actually, I only put on half size, so that's good. I was supposed to put on 12. I didn't even see this. I was looking at the position sizing. So this is the sizing for the position trades. This is the sizing for the reversion trades. So I'm okay here. Even if this does lose, I'm only going to lose about $500 total. What I usually do is I'll put on 12 and 12, and then if it's wrong, then I lose $1,000, and then that sucks. But so that's the correct sizing.
Natural gas futures extending gains up 4.7% after the EIA.
All right, still long Gexy here. I still have some shorts on the position trading side. I got out of some of a bounce of this Gex too, and there's these spot gamma levels as well. So, any questions? Throw them in. Can you do ETH? What do you mean? Can I do ETH? Did the zones work in extended trading hours? The Globex? Yeah. So this is the great thing about the zone drawing tool as well. On top of the other stuff I've been talking about that rectifies most of the errors that traders make as far as entry, exit, position sizing. You can change your sizing with the Scott Zones drawing tool. You come in here and then hit advanced, and it gives you all the thresholds. And you can change your thresholds, and you can change the reversion. You can take the reversion lines off the chart as well if you don't want to trade those. I don't recommend that because they're ridiculously accurate, but yeah, you could. So the rule of thumb overnight with normal volume is about half thresholds, right? So my threshold for NASDAQ is 150, meaning I will not trade, it won't draw a zone, or I will not trade an area unless it's 150 contracts or more, because that's a meaningful area. I don't trade every blip in this thing like this, right? Like these little blips, I don't trade them. It's not big enough volume where traders are caught. The whole idea behind this methodology, it's more common sense, is I want to take advantage of where traders are placing bets are caught. And when it moves out of here, that's where you get the big moves and the propensity for these markets to come back. Speaking of which, there is an A+ reversion working here too. If this does pop up here, I can take so the A+ reversion is when, remember, we already know the markets come back to these zones after hitting these reversion lines. Or they're even better when your entry is back into a prior event or just in front of it, as long as the stop is outside of it. Those are golden. That's why they're called A+, because I already know the market has a very good chance of coming back to the zone. And then when you have trapped traders that want the hell out when it comes back, it propels it even more. So again, that's just one of the strategies. And then that's in here. So I go over all this stuff. This is in the YouTube. I posted this. This is the. So I always get questions on this. Well, what are these indicators and what are the strategies? This is the core. These are the zones. These are what I'm trading off of, right? I have 6 distinct trading setups, stop iceberg setups. Then I look for these in important areas which compose the trading strategies. That's what this course is. So I go over 16, it's 17 now. And what's great about all these courses is as I add content, you will get an update. So for the rest of my trading life, every time I add a strategy, you'll get an update, right? So it's now 17. I haven't put the new one in there though. Anyway, so this one's the reversion course, right? So the reversions that I'm taking, the different strategies for the reversion, that's that. And then here's the zone drawing tool. All right, so this market's just sitting here. Can we just get filled through the tick fill that I put on, just please, so I can not, see how it comes right there? I just picked perfect prices. Look at that. It takes that exact price and sells off again. Come on. The other thing we gotta get going is some tick strike. Let's get that rolling. My guys, this guy gonna stop talking ever? He's been talking literally for an hour. He's gonna somehow blow up my trade here. Alright, so I was short this. Gexy, I got out of that, of course, and it keeps rolling. I don't think this is this retested? I could still take back in blacks here. That's not retested this zone. So say if it takes this put support, starts coming back, I can take the reversion back to that. This would be a whopper trade too. So keep an eye on that. Okay guys, I'm in this trade. This guy won't shut up, so I gotta hope he doesn't say something bearish and saw me out of this trade. What else do I have on here? I had wheat shorts on from this morning. Still short on this one. This was the Sexy Gexy, so here's another example of the Gexy. All right, came up. I actually combined these, and I took it off the original, the second one here, so I should have been out at a better price. But anyway, here's a move into the Gex level with sell ice. You're looking for a corresponding SI event, either buy stops, which are just pukes, or sell ice, which is the big money selling, and you know you're getting the dealer reaction. So I got at half of the dealer reaction, and then I hold half. So anyway, this is a new event. Remember, I trail my stops to the most recent event. I should be stopping out right there. I'll move it just above this zone because I don't want to stop outward. Traders are trapped because it very well may bounce out of there. So I'll move it there. I got all these strategies on other strategies. I posted this in my trade room this morning. So what's that price for the stop? 18.50. So I'm just trailing my stop for my wheat shorts here.
Says that the Swiss economy will have a certain rate of growth of between 0.5% and 1% this year and next.
So guys, you see, it's like I don't care what market this stuff happens in. It's the same process. It's the same patterns across all markets, all futures markets. That is with this CME MBO data.
That's what it says. I still feel that one cup for this year will remain.
Keep talking, Bostic.
There's a lot of data before the September meeting. Swiss government says that means we are far from a severe crisis where GDP would shrink by 2% or more. Bostic says that the jobs data did indicate risks to labor market as much as
This was an A+ reversion too. Of course, I missed that guy. Maybe not. So here's a event. We had this event. Here's this event. This one, I hate trading with this ATR. I got smoked on soybeans the other day trading with this ATR. But anyway, you take the reversion that's in the prior event and then back to the zone. I'm just going to let this one go. I don't feel like monitoring this thing. I'm short and that's fine. Gold, there was buy ice here, turned into a broken ice setup. I didn't do anything here. This was not an IZZY, it was close. So it's one of the 6 distinct setups broken. I know maybe this was an IZZY. This is going to make me sad. 34.60-ish.
As Bostic says, I'm hopeful that by mid to late next year.
Hey, Bostic's still talking.
What are these?
34.60. Yeah, it sure was. So this is another example. An important area, my inflection zones, which you get access to this in my room. I've been posting them occasionally on Twitter. But anywhere X comes in here, there was a volume event, first move out, you take it. And I missed that one. And that, you would have been in right here and allows this trade. You'd have been, and again, you can get out at these GEX levels or anything else important, but peace out. Not the entire thing, I wouldn't, unless it gets to the major Ludwig level. But that was a 160 tick trade, like instantly. So, of course, I miss. I don't like the easy winners. The trades I like are the ones that rotate for like 45 minutes. Those are my favorites. So, those are the ones I'm being sarcastic, obviously. It's just amazing the ones I miss. I mean, it's just like instant, huge moves. All day, every day. Crude here. It already did the ATR retest. I'm just seeing if I missed a trade here. I'm sure I did. Yep, of course. So Algo guy was bearish and a spark and lick here. Every single trade for 25 years that I missed works. ATR retest confirm. What was that? F. Missed that one too. But guys, the whole point is just look at what I'm showing you. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm supposed to be out of this reversion trade, by the way. Or this, oh, actually, no, I'm not. I'm sorry, take that back. So reversion trades, if a new event occurs, I get out. The Gexies, I'm still in. Meaning, so say it tags the reversion and I'm waiting for it to come back to the zone and I get a new event, I get out immediately. Whether it's a winner, loser, whatever. Because I'm not hoping it comes back to the prior event if I get a new event. The sexy Gexies I'll hold on to. I mean, especially I got buy ice here too. I probably could have put more Gexies on there if I wanted to. But I'm not going to add to this with this clown that won't shut up. So we'll just ride it out. So I missed that Whopper. Or that, no, I'm sorry. This is the. I did put this on. I still am short. Izzy Barkin. What am I short here? Yeah, I'm still short here too. Right. So here's another thing. Here's a new event. Now I can trail my stop even further, right? So I might short this. This is right at the beginning of the webinar. Why did I put on Bark and Lick? Oh yeah, because I did retest. That's the trade I had on that I didn't get the full fill. So I put on Bark, ATR. Bark is a blind ATR retest confirm. Lick is a Bark that I'm just trading the liquidity. I actually should be out of all that because it came down here. Here, I'll just get out of that right now. The Lick I should be out of full. And then I put on Izzy, right? And my stop was up here. Then a new event came in, and I trailed my stop to that. And now another event came in, now I trail my stop to that. So if it pops up there, I'm out of my shorts. If not, I'm still short. And then I'm long the Sexy Gexy on this account. That's why I have different accounts for different strategies. 590.75 is a stop out for these shorts. Any questions, throw them in the YouTube. What did I say? 590.75. Alright, those are working. Excuse me. Alright, Mosin Nilzaz. I think that's how I pronounce it. Hi Scott, thanks for the great stream. Would you mind showing your market pulse settings in Bookmap and your relative volume and Sarah chart? Also, would you do any custom settings for Ludwig? That's a lot, Molson. You can get that information from my trader room. Like I gave you market pulse settings. I use different market pulse. We haven't even got into this yet. So the main ones I use are the default, like the order book pressure. I don't have any trades off of that yet. I've just been monitoring that. So they have all these different algos. So Bookmap built market pulse for me, literally, because I said, hey, could you give me a version of tick strike? Because this is showing you like when large size is coming in and it makes sounds and everything else. Could you give me a version of tick strike that shows me the history? Because tick strike to this day doesn't have the history, right? You want to go back and say, hey, what did the market do when Microsoft, Amazon, Google, blah, 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 were all at their max selling? Like, what did it do afterwards? So I asked them to build it, and it took about a year, and they built it, and then they added all this other stuff. Now it's just off the charts, right? So you get all these different algos. So the main ones I use is the order book pressure. I'm still monitoring that one, but the ones that I will trade off of are piece in and piece out. Volume pressure and balance is the number one. This one I do change the default to 1 hour. So it's showing me the most buying or selling in the last hour. So let's just roll it. I wanted to potentially, nat gas coming out. The number just came out, but I want to, so I'll monitor this very, very closely. This market's obviously been very bearish, right? You had fail balance. That one tried to break, didn't, and then you had fail balance breakout here, crushed. We caught that the other day, and then that's brewing here again, right? So if this gets back to this high volume node, I'd say $3.05. If I get a volume event below there, I can take fail balance breakout, which is the best trade in trading, position trading. So I want to keep an eye on nat gas. The number just came out about 15 minutes ago. I just want to see what's going on. You see all this activity in here. So, but I want to watch if it starts to break this where this GEX3 is, then say goodnight natural gas. I will be shorting that, and I was shorting double size. All right, why am I not getting filled on this? Should I be out of this? Oh, so I can move this down a little bit because of this guy. I had it up here for the Sexy Gexy. I got out just because of this new one. I just got out of half, right? So this is the dealer reaction off of this guy. I had it here originally, but that's all right. I'm out, and I just stopped out of my shorts, so they still were profitable, right? Here's what I've done so far. This is the position trading sides, right? I assign Apex accounts to all these, and they're going to be all real here soon. Hopefully next week, my buddy, who's worth about $100 million, is backing me for all these strategies. Small at first, small for him, 25 grand each, but once I show him what an edges is, they'll be 250 grand, probably 2 million, and then I'm back, baby. Anyway, that was these. Got stopped out, still profit, and then these are the week I have on, and that's it. Like, I've done nothing else today position trading wise. I have taken Gexy's reversions, so on and so forth. What just happened here? What is this? So I missed my exit there on this reversion trade. Something's, once again, this is, I guarantee you, either Bostic saying something, the Fed clown, or this is a, see, this is it, guys. This is what you're dealing with in this day and age, right? This is exactly what caused this move. I will bet on it. Oh, I take that back. This was at 739. So, but my point is, these keywords, these algos, fire these orders in off keywords. So this was said, I thought this was right now, did indicate risk. So it's like the algos will pick that up and then they'll just sell, right? Just like every tariff headline. That's why it's been such, this is the most trying period of trading that I've ever seen. Because again, trading's hard enough. You don't, it's not predictable over the long run. It is probabilities. But my point is, you could be in the best trade ever, and then something said, and then you get smoked, right? So that looked like that was going to fill. That sucks. Yeah, see, it just gets old after like 85,000 of them. So the reversion worked too. I didn't take this. You could have, I wasn't even watching, but I could have waited for the GEX. It just didn't happen, but this is what the trade is. Wait for a tag GEX and come back. What am I filling on? All right, so I got out of half of those GEXs. This is why we do it. I look for the daily reaction, and then I hold. Again, something's going down here. Something's being said somewhere. It doesn't mean every sell-off or every move is something's being said, but you can just tell, especially if you have experience in the markets, you can tell when it's of news. This is definitely news. ES doesn't drop 15 points in seconds unless something's said somewhere, right? So now I just stopped out of the first ATR after almost getting my fill, and I still have the other one on. So that blows, but that's trading, especially in this environment. This one did work, like I said. So the good thing here is I was going to take these back in blacks, and I just forgot to come over here, and I'd probably be swiped out of them. Again, you can't control when something's said, guys. You got to just keep putting on the trade. If you have an edge, the probabilities will play out. I don't know if you've ever heard me liken it to a casino, but it's just like a casino. Casino doesn't panic when a couple people beat them for the night. That's why they have all the comps, right? What's a comp? When they give you free stuff. Why do they do that? Because they want you to come back. Why do they do that? Because they know the odds are in their favor. The edge, the probabilities, the math, the more you come back, you're going to end up losing it all back, right? That's why they give the comps. So again, if you have an edge, and I'm showing you, in my opinion, in my 25 years of trading, this is the best edge I have ever seen to stop iceberg information, ever, times 10. If I would have had this back when I made millions of dollars, I would have, who knows how much I would have made. Probably wouldn't be trading right now. I'd be on my favorite quote is the deserted island with Billy Ray Valentine. I'd be sipping Mai Tais with him, right? But the point is, this is the most powerful stuff I've ever seen in my life. So you don't have to worry if you have an edge. You have to deal with nonsense. You just keep putting it on, and over a series of trades, here we go. I'll give you every day. You guys should be reading this every day anyway, especially if you're part of my trade room. Again, I joke that it's not really a joke. You have to get this tattooed to your forehead if you come in my trade room. That's one of the rules. Anyway, all trading is an edge that genuinely puts the odds of success in your favor. And then the 5 truths. Anything can happen. Like right now, I had those longs look like those reversion ES looked like it was golden. No, something was said. It swipes down 15 points. You don't need to know, and I put this one, and this is straight out of Trading the Zone by Mark Douglas. I put this in. Or do you know what's going to happen next in order to make money? There is a random distribution. That's what you're watching between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. An edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. And every moment in this market is unique. So I don't care how good it looks, something could, it's unique. If you cannot internalize this, you are in the wrong business. And just seriously, go work for the man, because you're never going to make it. And if you can't, the other thing too, if you can't watch when you join my trade room, I sent a welcome video on how to navigate Discord. If you can't watch a video without complaining that it's too difficult, that the Discord's too confusing because there's so many channels, then you're not going to make it as a trader. That's all I got to tell you. So again, if you come in my trade room, there's one main channel, and I talk about this in the welcome videos. So again, guys, if I send you something to join my trade room, you might want to read it or watch it because it's important. There's one channel. Yes, there's tons of channels in here. That's great. It's for all different strategies and things that I'm doing, my inflection zones, stuff like that. This is not confusing. This is the main channel where you post. That's it. It's like, I got what I'm bitching about is some guy texted me yesterday like, can I get a refund? It's too confusing in the Discord room. Like, if you can't figure out Discord with me telling you where to go, you're not going to make it as a trader. I hate to break it to you. So go work for the man. Had to get that out. All right, here we go. So hopefully my trade room, anyone in my trade room, I'm looking at you guys right now. Did anybody take this bark and lick in here? Because this market's just starting, I think. I would have taken this double size too, of course. Just talked about this. We got this yesterday at the close, right around the close, but just a little bit. This is probably going to zero. So free guess for everybody. Just my opinion. Did somebody take that? Please? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Did anybody take this gold dizzy that I missed? Bueller? Bueller? It just makes me feel better when, it hurts bad enough when I'm missing trades. At least somebody that is, trading when I'm trading, supposed to be trading when I'm trading, caught it. Here comes a teacher's pet. I'm sure he put some of those on. All right, hey, have you guys seen this today? This is number 3 on the day, by the way. Fell to the exact tick right there. The exact tick. 15 straight points. Fell to the tick and then back. You're in my world now, Grandma. All right, in the meantime, there's nothing going on. I mean, let's look at some positions trading strategies. I have the Gexing long on here. I did get, by the way, I got stopped out of my shorts to the tick. That's forward out today, guys. So what makes me so happy about this, like doing this publicly, because I've been saying this for 25 years. It just makes valid, and then you start to think it's in your head. I'm just glad it's public. This is the 4th time today, not in the last year, not in the last month, today, that I've been filled to the tick, exactly. It's unbelievable. Literally, they're going to put me in a rubber room. I posted that last week. I showed one where Crude tagged me and then tagged me and I said, this is when I'm in the rubber room, guys, please explain why. Again, I'm human. I cannot comprehend or accept that many tick outs. That is not personal. That's one of my problems. My weaknesses in trading is I internalize it and make it personal. It did stem from something, again, and you'll see this actually. This is coming out this Saturday, I think, right here. Go watch this. This is more of a, it's not like really trading strategy stuff. This is, I did a webinar with, or a meeting with Austin from ASFX here. Go follow this guy. He's releasing it on, so right here. Where's that? This guy. Can't ever hear it. So I talk about my card counting and things like that. But anyway, I talk about the guy, why I feel like things are personal. Hold on, let me turn this guy down so I can stop hearing Bostic quotes. So go follow Austin Silver here. Austin Silver FX. But I talk about the reason I do feel, a lot of traders make it feel personal, but the way I actually have a reason, because I used to trade head to head against this guy that was manipulating the market, and he would overrun me, and back then you can see who you're trading against. Hold on here. So again, he's still talking and the market's still reacting. All right, I'm gonna get stopped out of this one too. See this guy? I mean, this is, I knew he was talking and I'm fine with this, but it's just, you could have just filled me too before it did this. I mean, how much? So guys, this is all Bostic talking. So annoying. So annoying. I got nothing position trading, and I just got the reversion and the sexy Gexy still. So this is what this is keying off of. Again, you have to decide whether you're going to trade when these guys are talking. And I did, and this one's going to take it on the chin. Should be stopped to the tick here any minute. So again, what I say too at this tick strikes, there's nothing more annoying than watching your trade go against you and listening to it. It's quite delightful. All right, other than that, I can't do anything with this event. This is the most recent in NASDAQ, and it tagged the ATR, of course. So I can't take shorts off of this is what I'm saying. I'm barely still in this Sexy Gexy. I got out a half up there, right, to the tick. That was actually something good to the tick for once. And there was really nothing for me to do on this stop run in ES, right? So I get this all the time, not all the time, but I'll get traders that like are mad that they missed a move. So like, well, there had to have been something there that why I just missed a 30-point move. If it doesn't fit my strategies, guys, I don't put it on. I don't just throw on trades because, first of all, you know that's going to happen. Yeah, you know after the fact it's going to happen. I don't just throw on trades. If it fits my strategy, I put the trade on. If it doesn't, too bad, so sad. I missed the trade. There's another one right around the corner. All right, so basically just waiting for some new information. And this was I should have had an Izzy on here too. Someone in my room posted this and I missed this. This is a whopper. Or did I have this on? No, I just had all I put on was the Gexy. But you can see here, this is what I want too, guys. If you come in my room, please don't come in my room unless you're going to participate. Like, again, it's to make you better on top of it. But he put in right at the open, or right before the open, or right after the open. I put in this for the week. Then he put in, where are you at, Nick? Algo guy crossing bearish. But he put in lots of sell ice and Russell. He was asking about Bark and Lick, and I said I wouldn't. Of course, it blew right through there. I think that was an Izzy too. Hold on, I'll tell you in 1 second. This guy is still talking. An hour and a half. Like, what information could still be being said that's fresh an hour and a half into this guy talking? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, that was an Izzy. So, whopper Izzy. So we've already seen like 2 or 3 of these today. Market broke out, far enough from this structure where I'm not worried about getting run over. Sell ice, die. By the way, if I get a volume event now in here, this is a failed balance breakout. We just talked about that. Anything below here, oh, actually we didn't talk about this one, but if I get an event right now, I'm taking failed balance breakout, and any shorts I get on a new event, I'm taking double size shorts in Russell. This could be adios. But anyway, how's this, Izzy? Pretty good? I don't know, feel like 300 tick trades straight pretty much. I gotta take a break from my bitching, see if you guys got questions. So I showed you market pulse settings. The rest of them I use are default. The other one I use is price change. Price change is pretty incredible too, especially when it's algorithmic. Right now is not the time to be watching price change as far as like trying to trade off of it or making decisions off of it. But you'll see here, it's probably still working a little bit because there's something else going on. But when it's just algos in here, this stuff runs the show. And at least, even if you're not trading, you can make sense of why the market's doing this nonsense, right? Every time this thing blips, it moves the other way. So this is at 70%, meaning it's the biggest price change in that 5-minute period. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. So it's still working even with this guy chirping. Here's another one, right? You can imagine what this does, like when nothing's going on. You can trade it, but yeah, it's still not easy because you're trying to time it with these computers because sometimes the price change goes on, like this one went on for 20 points, right? And that's because the bigger money is unloading in here. You can see the sweeps and everything else, but then it goes back to whatever way it price changes. All right, so I'm not going to bitch right now. I'll be happy. I did not get stopped out of that to the tick. It was real close. And I didn't get stopped out of this one to the tick. So guys, I'm just sitting here getting whipsawed by this guy talking, right? It's like most smart traders don't even trade right now. But I always say lately, I'm like, what's the difference? Like, there's nothing but chirps all day, every day. Might as well just trade. All right, the other question, I showed you market pulse. Relative volume setup in Sierra. Guys, this is all basic stuff, right? I'm not a Sierra expert either, right? You just come in here. If you go to the studies, relative volume, I use colors. If it's 200% or more, I'm looking back 30 days. That's about it, right? So you can look back 10 days. You can look back 100 days. I have it at 30. That's what I like. And then what it does is it lights up yellow if the trade is for this exact time period is out of the ordinary. That's what I want to see, because then I know big money is unloading like that. So what I was getting at earlier too, somebody asked about ETH. Yeah, you could trade Globex with half thresholds, but I'm telling you, if you see this kind of relative volume coming in, go back to normal threshold trading in the middle of the night if you want to trade in the middle of the night. All right, do I use any custom settings for Ludwig? No. Ludwig levels, and guys, this is all in this book that I'll post it again too. This is all in here. Everything I use in my trading is in here. Go to the back here. There's Ludwig levels. Join the 3-day trial. Say you saw it on Bookmap. Special pricing. What was I going to show there though? Oh yeah, but I don't change anything, right? These are this. Then you bring them in under the studies. Right, you go over here. I don't really like talking about basic stuff like this on these webinars, but others are really going on. All right, now I filled out. Now I stopped out to the tick. I really don't want to show my license key there. That wasn't good. So anyway, I'm not going to get into all the basics. You know, and if you want to learn like with the algo guy and everything else, like this exponential moving average, there's a ton of stuff that traders have been talking about. All this stuff for 5 years. All their settings for different, like for Thinkorswim and Ninja and everything else. So, hey Dan, if you're watching, cut out that. I just showed my key for Ludwig levels. I don't feel like 85 people taking that key. So if you can cut that out of the webinar, right around 8:03 mark, 10:03 Central. All right, what did I just fill in? I stopped out of the wheat shorts now. So I trailed my stopped out. Still made a little money on the Gexy, but this turned into a bearish, bullish event. I'm out, right? This should be stopped too. I don't know why this didn't stop. All right, Chris Swope. Scott, can you please confirm chart colors for the sell buy ice boxes in the chart? Are they different from the default? No. So the default should be my settings. You can change them, but if you're part of my room, I advise not to change them, because then I can't help you, because I'm first of all, I'm colorblind, and your colors are different than mine. I don't know if it's a buy stop, a sell stop, buy ice, sell ice. By the way, I'm gonna get stopped out to the tick here after I said I was so happy I didn't. So the colors for that, right here. Buy ice is blue.
Prior and Q short validated.
There you go. So this guy's chirping still. Got swiped out. Buy ice, sell ice. Buy stops are yellow. Red stops are, sell stops are red. Buy ice is black, or sell ice is black. And then these are you can change the reversion line colors, the ATR, the validation, aggressive entry, right? All that stuff's customizable. All right, I got full on that. So I gave back my entire Russell awesome Gexy on the crappy ES. But I said it at the start of the webinar. I said I'm going to choose to trade with this guy chirping. I didn't know he was going to talk for 2 hours, but he did. He is. So that sucks for me. I'm the only guy in the world, by the way, that can lose money in equities being long. Only guy on the planet. Everybody else is just free money every day. Just buy and just hold it and get out at the end of the day. Every day. I'm the only guy that missed the fill here so far with this Gexy. And there's nothing for me to do here now in NASDAQ. Once the market tags the ATR this way, all I could have taken was longs. Well, now it tagged the ATR this way. This is dead to me, and it's just telling me the market's very likely going to be choppy. So now I just wait for a new event. It's not a big deal. Trust me, there'll be another event, probably while we're on the webinar. Other than that, there's nothing going on. I missed this awesome barking lick in crude. I'd be definitely watching put support here. I would have traded this double size based on the thesis like I did yesterday. I did kill it yesterday on some of the strategies. Bail bounce breakout. I missed this gold Izzy. It just gets old after 5 million times. Right there, the volume event, the broken ice. It was one of the 6 setups right there. Get in, huge trade. I'd still be in some, but I would have got out at kicks 4 definitely. And then there's other areas, guys, and this is all part of the Trading in the Zone document too, is there's areas where I will piece out of the trade, right? As the market makes money available to me, right out of the Trading in the Zone. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. So these are the areas that I will get out at. Most of these are the exact areas that I initiate trades at that are part of the trading strategies, right? So missed 2 huge trades today. Very, very upsetting. But I'm used to it.
Prior NQ short retested.
Oh, my log key was only partially visible. Okay, then that's good. I trust everybody anyway, except for the jackasses that troll me. I just find funny, like, people trolling me. It's like I'm trying to show you guys, you know, relevant information, and I get my balls busted. Pardon my language. It doesn't happen very often, but they are out there. It's pretty unbelievable. It's like, I'm not even gonna get into that stuff. I'll get in a bad mood, more so than I already am for missing my trades. Appreciate you taking the time to walk through it. Sure. And then how to automate indicator. Well, next trade, I'm not a programmer. We do have this working, one of these strategies working at a trading firm, the same trading firm that I'm trading this stuff manually on, like the Gexes and stuff. It's taken the A+ reversion, but I can't tell you how to automate it. The only trade that's really automatable that is pretty much hands-off as far as entry-exit is the reversion trade, right? This is why it's a scalp, because it's pretty defined. We have a couple disqualifiers, like, again, if Fed guys are talking or have a relative volume, but you take the reversions and you get out back at the zone. So you can definitely automate this, right? You pick up where this is drawn, and then you take the trades. You can take them aggressively, the 1, the 2, or the 3. You can take them waiting for it to bounce off something, like I've been doing, the back in blacks, or you can take them into prior events. But yeah, that reversion trade's you can automate that. And I go over all that in the course. So if you want to automate it, get the course and automate it. Nathan, no way I really go long, but when I do, I get distracted. Yeah, it's hysterical. Like, I'm not kidding. Well, me and Nathan are the only people on the planet that that lose money being long equities. It's just hysterical. Tom Quimby, are those ball busters in the room right now? No, I don't see any right now. But just they're few and far between. But it's like I'm trying to help you guys. I'm not. It's like, what? Why are you breaking my balls and saying that stuff doesn't work? Well, if you don't think it works, then don't use it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm trying to give you guys, the whole point is to model me, meaning that's from Anthony Robbins. That's how he talks about it. It means copy me. So you don't have to go through 25 years of getting your head kicked in, good and bad. Obviously, I made millions of dollars, but I've had a lot of bad things too. So it's like, if I tell you what not to do, you can avoid 25 years of bad things because you know beforehand. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to help you guys. And, I do like educating. Like I said, it keeps me grounded, because if I'm sitting here today right now and I've missed all these trades and this Fed guy keeps talking, I'm like about to break a glass against the wall, and I'm a little more mature now, but back in the day I'd be breaking screens and stupid crap like that. But when I'm on these webinars, I have to act somewhat what's the word? Civilized, not like a monkey. So I like doing it, and I like I like teaching you. It's my way to get back at the man that knocked me out of the game, right? These algos, and then watch that webinar on Saturday. I talk all about this guy, the guy that blew me out, completely cheating and crossing orders and stuff like that. But it's my way of like getting back at I don't want to say giving back to the game, like like the pros do and stuff like that, but it's my way of getting back, like giving you guys a fighting chance of what I've seen in my career. If you don't know what you don't know. Once I start showing you this, I'd be like, oh, that's why. Like even the price change algo, right? Once you see that you don't even know this exists, most people, I didn't know it existed until Bookmap put it out. I'm like, holy crap, yeah, that works basically every time, right? Blip. The question is, how far does it go? Things like that. But the point is, you didn't even know about this until I showed you, right? Now it's like, even if you're watching the trade and you're in a position, you can at least mentally take it, because you're like, oh, yeah, it blipped because of the price change. Oh, yeah, I'm short and it's blipping because it's price changing too fast. Okay. Things like that, right? So I'm just trying to show you and help you fight back against the zero-sum game that you're playing, the entities that are trying to take your money. And if you don't think that's what's happening, it's exactly what's happening. These trading firms and these algos don't exist unless you're here to take your money. And again, going back to, this is just my guess, why the CME even gave out this information, right? Because you have to be wondering, well, if firms have to hide their orders in the order book, and I might have actually could have drawn this zone. This is probably close to threshold here. Anyway, if you're a big firm, you're paying extra money to use these iceberg orders, hidden orders in the order book that only have to show a fraction. It's like 10% that you have to show in the order book, and then the rest triggers when it trades into it. That's what an iceberg is. But if you're a firm, you're saying you're calling the CME and like, I'm paying you more money to hide my orders, then why are you broadcasting where my orders are, right? It's just my guess, pretty sure I'm right, but I don't know for sure, is the CME. This started 8 years ago, by the way, and there's only 2 data providers that actually have this information that I know of. Rhythmic, and now Bookmap has it, Bookmap data, which is cheaper, by the way. I think they did it to throw the retail trader a bone. So I think what they tell these trading firms is, hey, listen, if you guys don't have the retail traders in there, shark eat shark, and your profits are going to do that. If we get the fish in there, which 95% of traders are, right? So 95% of traders fail, they've got something to feed on. So that's what's happening. So I'm trying to help you see what these jackasses are trying to do to you and take your money. And it's the best edge I've ever seen. I don't know if I mentioned that. All right. Nothing to do off this event, just waiting for new events. Still haven't been stopped out of this last part of the Gexy. I did get filled on half of it to the tick as usual. And again, got filled to the tick on that reversion. Didn't get my full size off there. I've already gone over all this stuff. There's just nothing going on, guys. So I'm just rehashing. So if you've got questions, throw them in. This is your time to like take advantage of basically free mentoring. Automate the drawing tool. What do you mean? The drawing tool is automated. He said, I mean automate the drawing tool. What do you mean by automated? It already draws. Oh, you could adjust these things too, by the way. So it's like there's going to be times, like here, I'll give you an example. I should have probably drawn the sell iceberg in ES. It's probably too late now. So you see my threshold in ES is 700, right? This was 622, but a little more came in there. I mean, I don't like drawing it to just barely get to threshold, but this was all insider, so let's just do it and see how the market reacted. I'm not going to trade off of it, especially as we get into the worst time of day to trade, 10:30 to 12:30 Central, that I've lost millions and millions of dollars on. But this is how I would draw this, right? So where did this start to spike? I go over this in the course too. So you see this big buy bubble. It's a market buying order, right? Well, it started to run into icebergs, right? The hidden orders in the order book. So that started there. So with the drawing tool, you can draw this. Sell ice, let's just draw it and then adjust it, and then watch as this spikes. Every time this spikes, more came in. There was more there right on that bubble, and then there was more here, so I got to increase the zone a little bit. So see how someone swept this? That's these white bubbles. Someone swept it right into a mouthful of icebergs. How'd that taste? Not very good for these buyers. So that popped all the way up to here. See that spike there and there, so I'll adjust it up to there. So that's how I would have that zone. So you can adjust it, and it draws it. We'll put the reversion lines, put everything on there, right? It did not qualify as a bullish event. Almost did. I don't think it tagged it. But again, this is when the Fed guy, is he still talking still, by the way? Probably.
Fed-based forward bills total.
Jackass.
268.
So if you really want to trade that, go ahead. I'm not going to, but that's how you do it. Zone drawing, because the zone drawing tool eliminates 90% of the mistakes that traders make and why they don't make it. Like I said, most traders, even if they have an edge, well, where do I get in? Where do I get out? This tells you, based on my system, again, my 25 years and my 8 years of trading these things, tells you where to get in, where to get out for most of the trades. Even if I get in the middle of the zone, that's still my stop. Then it tells you your position sizing. This is another thing. Traders usually overtrade their accounts, and then they blow out their account, right? It tells you exactly if you want to risk, like for instance, I'm getting funded by my buddy. Now I stopped out of that, Gexy. He's going to put 25 grand up for each one of these strategies, right? I'm only risking for that. That's real money. I'm risking 2% on those trades. So $500 a trade. That's it. If I have an A plus, if I have a thesis that's in the direction, then I'll trade 4%. But the most you should be losing on your account is 6% in a day. That's it. Did I just stop out again to the tag? I will. You guys might see me break a screen today. Let's see here. Pretty close. Can't really complain about that. I actually got a full 2 points through it. Anyway, this rectifies almost all the problems why traders don't make it. It tells you where to get in, where to get out. It tells you your position sizing. What else? There's more. I just can't think of it right now. But this is the number one reason traders don't make it. They overtrade their accounts. So you plug in that zone drawing tool. You plug in your. So for instance, again, I'm trading huge based on my risk here, and I've already almost blown out this live account on the Apex. I got a couple live ones. I've been live 19 times. So speaking of that, let's just go through this. This is a great way to practice your trading, right, without blowing out your accounts. So Apex Trader Funding, here's the video I did with them like 4 years ago, right? Use Pulcini 50 for any discount they have going, or I think it's 80% off right now. It's a great way to practice your trading, and if you do well, you're funded anyway, right? So if you come in and start trading my strategies, you get my courses or come in my room or whatever, you don't want to be trading your own money until you know what you're doing. I talk about it all the time. Like, if you're learning how to fly, do you jump in a fighter jet and just take off? Why? No, why not? Because you're going to crash and burn. Exactly with this stuff, right? You're not going to get, very unlikely, you're going to just take off like this until you know how to do it. So use these things to get practice, not a game, practice, as Allen Iverson says, to get good at what you want to do, what I'm doing, and then it's a twofold, right? If you lose, you're only losing a fraction of this, right? So for instance, if you do this $25,000 account, and I don't know why they do that, it's really a $1,500 account. You get 80, actually this is not even, hold on. Why is it not showing the prices in here? Oh, right here, sorry. Right, so take 80% of 300, right? So that's what, 24 buttons, is that right? Anyway, it's a fraction. So if you lose, you're only losing a little bit. You're not actually losing. So again, that account's 6,000. It's not really, it's not, I don't know why they use that as their, you're not risking that. You don't get that. You get this. So if I do the 250, I got to make 15,000 before I lose 6,500. And that's trailing. I've had 19, actually it's 21 now, live accounts. I've been paid like 10 times, right? But the other ones, I will be up money and I'll have the drawdown. Like this one, I don't know if this one's on. Yeah, this one's on. All right, so this is the most current one that I'm trying to blow out because I'm trading too big for these things too. I talked about that yesterday. But this one was up like $2,000, I think. And I pull back. You have a drawdown, which you're going to have drawdowns in your account, and then you pull back $5,000, you're out. So that's why I'm really excited about actually having real accounts with real money in them now. Again, guys, you know my story. Like I didn't have the money when I got back into the game. Before I had a trading firm behind me. Well, when you're trading on your own, I didn't have $250,000 to put up for all these accounts. My buddy does. So now I'm going to trade live. The point is, you can trade these things, right? And get really good at them. If you do well, you're funded. But you got to realize they have their drawbacks. If you have that drawdown, you blow out of the account. Here's for example on a live account I blew out today. I mean on the Izzy account on that wheat trade. Like, let's see this right here. So this is another live account that I'm trying not to blow out. But I'm even risking $500 a trade. If I have a bad stretch, I'm going to blow that puppy out. Right here, look at this guy. This is the Izzy one. It was profitable. I was still up close to $1,000. Out. Why? Because my peak was 5,900. I pull back. I'm still profitable. I lose the account. Well, that's not real life, right? So you got to accept the good and the bad. Trust me, the pros outweigh the cons times 10 because, again, you can practice this stuff, get good at it, and if you do well, if you make the profit goal, then you're funded. And then you have, again, you still have the same trailing drawdown, which is ridiculous. I understand that, but all of them do the same thing, right? So that's all I got to say about that. But I've had 21 of them, so I can't wait to actually trade an account where I have a drawdown and I'm profitable. I don't blow the account out. That would be really, really cool. All right, we got about 10 minutes here, guys. If you got questions, throw them in. Yeah, market movers block trades through ATS, which public can't see. And what are you talking about? I don't even know what ATS is, first of all. And market movers don't block their trades. Like, what do you mean by that? Expand on what you're talking about. Guys, if it was that shady, there would be no trading. Like it's just no way. I'm not saying that. I mean, you can just go back and look here. I'm not saying that there's not shadiness going on, right, or insider trading going on. I bitched about this last week or the week before, right? What did I say here? Let's see. 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. This was July 20th. 30 seconds before the number. Hey, let's buy 1,500 contracts in the S into the, I think this was Microsoft. Wow, look at that. How did they know that? A really lucky guess there, wasn't it? The very next day, Sell Ice came in right before. This was, what was this right here? Amazon. I actually took advantage of this one. I don't have a trade off this, which I should, but right here. Literally, this one came in 30 seconds before the number. Then the market spiked into the number, and they sold another like 1,000, right? So it's like, I'm not saying that stuff's not going on, but I'm saying if it was completely, everything was hidden, I mean, people wouldn't trade. Like, this just not. So I don't know what you're talking about there. If you want to expand on it, I'll try to, but I don't know what you're talking about. NGO trades. If you recommend risking 1 to 2% per trade with real money, how much do you recommend with prop firm accounts? Well, again, this is what I was getting at, right? This is why I blow them out. So that one I just showed you that's still alive that I'm trying to blow out, I was risking $1,000 on a $5,000 loss. Like, I know what I'm doing. I was okay with it, right? Because you only have to pay the PA fee to get it set up. It was $140. So if I blow it out, I cost myself $140. Well, what's $140 in trading terms? Big effing deal, right? I mean, it feels like a $5,000. It's real $5,000 if I take money, kick ass. But the point is, I was risking $1,000 a trade. The other day, I had like the A plus trades were getting run over. I lost like $2,400 on it, or $2,800 or something, right? So the point is, you gotta, I should be trading only 2% of that. If the risk is 5,000, I should only be risking $100 a trade. Then I would build it up over time, but I was just a little greedy on it, and now I'm going to pay the price. So anyway, all of these I put in 5,000, right? And I risk 10%. Do not risk 10% of your real money accounts. You're going to have a drawdown, and I've done it 21 times. That you're going to blow out the account. It's just inevitable in this business, guys. That's why. So you risk 2%, 1.5 to 2% on a trade. You risk max 6% on a day, and if you hit it, you're done. It's not working that day. Just accept it, move on. There's always another day. You guys, you can watch the other webinar I did with this guy. I've talked about it many times on these webinars. I've lost $800,000 2 different days in a row because I didn't, in my trading firm, because I didn't respect my loss limit of $100,000. And we had risk managers that were supposed to stop me too. Neither one did. And I lost $1.6 million in 2 different trading days in probably 10 minutes total time. If I would have stopped myself out at 200 grand, I would have lost 200 instead of 1.6. So that's $1.4 million more I should have had if I just followed my damn rules, right? So I'm trying to tell you, that's my trading setup, by the way. So it's in here. Go to Austin's thing. It's in there. I talk about that those days. I always talk about it, and I don't know why, because it pisses me off being a moron. But in the heat of the moment, guys, and that's when I was a young punk too, throwing around 1,000 lots, and I learned real quick. All right, got about 5 minutes. Alternative trading system. Block trades is a term. They don't usually block trade. Block trade or dealer claim. Yeah, they have block trades, but most of the trade is through this stuff. Okay, well, Perrin, if there's such an edge, then why aren't you using it? Right? How do you know they're even firing off? Like, what do you know they're doing? A lot of time, block trades don't affect the market anyway. I mean, I can't speak to them totally, but again, guys, it's either you believe me or you don't. If you don't believe me, go find some other way to trade. But I'm telling you, I've watched 25 years of market action, so you can either listen to me or you can go your own way. You do whatever you want. I'm just giving you my take on things, and you might want to listen to it. If you don't. Right? If you think everything's fixed and block trades are happening and dark web trades are happening, then don't trade. There's nothing more I can tell you. I can show you, and so could my trade room, about 5 million, reversion trades and position trades that work. So, do they work every time? No. Did these work today? No. Did this one work today? Yes. Did the trades I missed work today? Yes. It's probabilities. I don't care what's going on dark web or whatever the hell you call it. There's still edge in the market, so take advantage of it. Again, they could take this stuff away tomorrow. They used to have counterparty that I could see who I was trading with. I just told you that. The guy saw me, watch that video. I go all over it on that Saturday release with that ASFX Austin. You could see counterparty. So it was like a big poker game. Every day the guy would see exactly how much he'd have me loaded up contract-wise, and he'd push it in my face because he can trade double side. He could put on, I could put on 3,000 E-mini S&Ps. He could put on 6. He would see, and you could see he would unload on me, and he'd see all of them were me, and then he would just push it down my throat, and then I'd have to puke, right? So that's where the PTSD comes from too. But anyway, that was around, and then they got rid of that. So who knows? I don't think they'll take this away. I think they'd have a huge black eye if they offered this information and then pulled it. But, and again, this is just my opinion, they had the same information in currencies, in the FX, not the Forex, but the CME version. They had icebergs in there, and all of a sudden there's no icebergs. They show the stops. I wonder why they don't show the icebergs. Again, my guess, but I'm just guessing. The big bank said, we don't want you showing our information or we're going to pull our business. And then they yanked it. That's just my guess. No idea, but it's probably common sense. That's what happened. So again, they could pull this stuff tomorrow. So, I mean, that, you know, that edge was gone, then would have to adapt like I had to adapt after my scalping went away, right? You still have the GEX levels. So there's still stuff that would be able to compete, but I don't want this to go away. It's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life, times 50. All right, so there's just has not been another event today. We took a couple Gexies. I missed a couple trades. Ridiculous half size fill there, and actually I gotta get these orders out of the order book too. Other than that, there's just nothing happening, guys. So this is another thing. This keeps you out of whipsaw. If there's no event, I don't participate. I don't care where we're at. I don't care if we're at a Ludwig level. I don't care if we're at Gex 1, call resistance. I don't trade unless I get an event and the rules behind the event. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. These are my important areas of stuff that I use, my trading strategies. You may have other important areas, great. I'm telling you to use the real-time volume.
Voice use disconnected.
Real-time volume event to confirm those areas. And if you're not using it, you just don't have all the information. I say it every single time. Just like if you don't have these GEX levels that are, you know, newer to my trading, but there's no denying, like right now, look what's going on. Look at the hero. This is, we didn't even look at this. There hasn't been a hero alerts. The hero's turning over. So this is options flow coming in. The options dealers are getting loaded up. So the options dealers are long because they're selling, you know, the equivalent of selling options or, you know, buying puts or selling calls. The dealers are long. They got to turn around and hedge in the futures. You might want to know about this stuff. Again, could you make money without this? Yeah. Don't you think you want to know this though? Don't you think you want to know where the GEX levels are? Both spot gamma and Menther Q? Don't you think you want to know where the hidden icebergs are, where the big money's selling thousands? Again, you can make money without it. You just don't have all the information. So I'm just showing you what I see work for 25 years, you know, with my experience. And again, if you think there's more going on and don't want to trade with ATS and block trades because you're afraid those are in the market, then you got to find something else to do. But there's still, even if that stuff is in here, there's still edge, right? That's the point. All right, a lot of bitching today and not a lot of trading, but you know, it is what it is. Again, the two biggest trades I missed were the gold and the crude, just whoppers, and I missed them. So that's the way it works. All right, I do this every day in my trade room. I don't bitch this much because we're usually trading, but and again, I gave you the link to the. Let me post this one more time in case you're new in here or came in late. So with this flip book, this is everything I use in my trading. You have to have, if you want to follow my system or my methodology, you have to have Bookmap. You have to have the MBO bundle that has the stop iceberg indicator on chart and sub chart, right? And then if you, it's just going to save you so much time. Get the drawing tool and everything. It draws everything for you, entry, exit, everything. Or else you got to do it by hand, like I did for about 7 years. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a great weekend.